Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show, where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning at 1 p.m. Central, as I get to ride home with you in the afternoon. Continue sending emails to Donna@Donna'sEdge.com. That's Donna@Donna'sEdge.com. I do appreciate you watching, and I appreciate you sending emails as well. You're not bothering me at all. Continue doing that. You can find us on television. We are syndicated, and that's found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast on thenewscasters.com. Continue watching on Facebook, and we do Facebook Live, but you can watch anytime you want to. That's facebook.com/DVZell. You can also find us on YouTube. You can find us anywhere, the social media. We're there. Again, thank you so much for watching. A number of you are asking me about gardening tips. Now, while I'm a master gardener and got all my training through Auburn University, I don't know it all. And I went by and saw a local nursery here in close to the Abbeville, South Carolina area. And so the minute I said I was a master gardener, the guy was kind of taken. He went like this. And I said, wait a minute. I'm not a know-it-all. I promise you that. What I have learned is there's so many things I don't know, and you'll never know. It's because of the changing seasons and that kind of thing. So anyway, we're all in this together, and we're all learning together. So I wanted to talk to you, and this is about how to grow a seed or a shrub from seed. And yes, you can do it. Yes, you can. If I can do it, I know you can. It just takes a little bit of figuring it out on your own, a little bit of common sense. If it feels good, do it. That's just the way I know how to say it. Okay, so this is an avocado tree right here. Okay, who would have thought? I bought some avocados, and I'm looking at this seed, right in the pit from the middle of that avocado, and I'm thinking, why not? Why not go in it? Because I did learn this in class. Okay, so you can get a seed, and you can make anything out of it. But there are some tips and things that I did learn along the way. And then also, we're going to look and get some information from a website called treehelp.com, treehelp.com. This was a pit from an avocado, and I love avocados. And I don't want there to be any shortage of avocados coming into the United States, so I decided to just go ahead and grow my own. Now, there are different parts to a tree. We all know this. We've talked about this before. I believe in free mulch. Okay, this is just pine straw right here from my land. And so you got your seed, and then what comes out of that seed is going to be a stem, and then it's going to root. You're going to have a root ball, and then you're going to get the seed. It has to be healthy. The root has to be healthy. Your stem has to be very healthy. And look, see, it's even putting out another little leaf. I don't know if you can see that right there, another limb. And then you can also tell the health of the plant by the leaves and the way that thing looks. Look at that, beautiful. Oh boy, I'm going to have some avocados. Now, I don't know how long it's going to be before I get some avocados. So let's just hope that everything works out and this works out for the good. Now, I also have this mango seed, and it works almost the same basis, okay, because I love mangoes too. And I really don't want to pay $100 for a tree. So why not? I'll just be patient. And so I'll see if I go ahead and get a mango tree out of this. And I think I'm gonna, because look at that. I want to show you something. And there are a couple of things I want to show you, some things I've learned along the way. This came out, and see, this is already growing right here. I'm ready to plant this one right here. I can hardly wait. Actually, I've got it upside down. So this is going to be the tree part. See how it's already growing just a little tiny. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. See how it's growing just a tiny, tiny little stem right there. This is the stem right here. This right here is the root. See that root, how that looks? This is going to be a mango tree. Now, before this looked like this, it looked like that. Okay, so there are layers. You want to go ahead and peel as much of the fruit off as you possibly can. And so this is what the inside looked like. Now it's already growing. See, it's already growing a little root right there. And super easy to do. Make sure you get all the meat off. And by the way, For the meat, make vinegar out of it. Okay, if you have anything left over from the outside of it, whatever, save all of that, put it in water. If you're going to use a quart jar, what I like to do is add a little sugar, maybe about a half cup to a cup of sugar, depending on how sweet the vinegar is. You know what I mean? How sweet the fruit is, I mean. So I'm going to mix the cup. I use a cup to, actually it's 2.5 quarts of water. And so I did mix that up really good. And then I went on ahead and the fruit that was left over, I put that inside the jar. You want to put something that's breathable on top because you want to keep, because I'm going to tell you, you're going to start attracting flies. Okay, flies love vinegar. So what I do is I use a coffee, coffee filters. I'll go ahead and put that coffee filter on top of this, and then I put a rubber band around it. And what's going to happen, it's going to keep everything. It's going to be sanitary. It's going to, and I love vinegar. Vinegar is so good for you. Respiratory issues, if you have those, like I do, I've got asthma. And so also if Phil's triglycerides are high, so we make sure he gets vinegar as well. But now this, I'm growing a tree. So we're going to have this really awesome 2 mango trees coming out of this. And so this is what I did. I went on ahead and got, I like to use the plastic toothpicks. And so, and this is easy to do. I went on ahead and put 2 little holes. And so I put 2 of these toothpicks inside that seed. Now this has been in here for about a week. And so already I'm growing a root. See there? There's the root. Okay. And then what you want to do is place it on the jar. I don't want to put the whole seed in there. So see down here at the bottom, you can still see that root that's growing out right there. So hopefully I'm going to have 2 mango trees. Now I wanted to let you see the water. Okay. You need here's another key. Okay, as one of my friends said, I tried to do that with an avocado and it just didn't work out. You've got to change the water because the water is going to get kind of murky looking, and cleanliness, you remember, that's all part of it as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to gently remove my mango seed. I'm going to take that out, and then I'm going to pour the water out, and I'm going to put fresh water in here, okay? And again, just enough water to where that bottom part, right, because you won't root rot. And so just enough to where that seed is going to start protruding out, just like the one down here at the bottom is. Now I'm ready to plant this one, okay? And then this one's still got just a little ways to go because I want that root to be growing where it's just almost touching the bottom of this jar. And again, prop it up with your toothpicks. And then what's going to happen eventually is this is like a little, I can take it out and show you better. Okay, so this is like a protective, I don't know what you'd call it, a cylinder or something. And you can see it's already trying to come off. Okay, so what's going to eventually happen, I don't want to peel this off. I want nature to take care of it. So what's going to happen is that's going to come off. And again, that's a protective coating right there. Nature did that. God did that. And then this right here, covering that's the seed, and again, that's going to be the root. And it looks like it's a very healthy root. After I get through with this recording, I'm going to I just wanted you to see how murky it looks. And if it starts looking kind of cloudy looking, because what'll happen, and that's how I lost some seeds. So what's going to happen, it's going to change colors. It won't be white anymore. It's going to change and depending on the fruit, because this one seems to have done it quicker. So it's kind of, almost looks like a very light tea. So this one I like to change the water out. If you've let it get cloudy, hurry up and change the water out, okay? And be really gentle now with that seed. Don't scour it, wash it, and try to clean it and all that kind of stuff. But you do want to run a little bit of water because, see, it's almost got this little slimy feel to it, and you don't want that. So I'm going to gently wash this off. I'll put it down in some more water. I'll leave the toothpicks on here. Now, you can use wooden toothpicks, whatever you want, whatever you've got, but I just prefer using those. Okay, so that's what happens. You can make a tree, go to the grocery store, buy a piece of fruit once, make a tree out of it. You're going to be thrilled. And this is a great project for you to do with those kids, because kids are learning. They're like little magnets when it comes to stuff like this. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. And again, the website is treehelp.com. treehelp.com. You need to get this website, treehelp.com. How to grow a tree from a tree or shrub from seed. So the natural way to germinate tree seeds. Let's see what they say about this. Okay, seeds have been sprouting and trees have been growing for an awful long time without any help from us, right? Okay, so the natural way to germinate true tea seeds is to allow nature to take its course. Now, most seeds, when sown in the fall without any pre-treatment, will begin to germinate in the following spring. Just be sure to sow the seeds at the recommended depth if you're not going to do it like I'm doing it right here. If the seeds are planted too deep, this could cause a delay or inhibit the spring germination process. Now, with some seed varieties, you may want to see germination spread over 2 or 3 years, with some seeds generating in the first spring and others taking longer to break the dormancy and germinate. That's why I'm doing this in a glass, because I'm shaving off a couple years, okay? Now, this tree, the avocado tree, set in water just like that for about 3 months. And when it started sprouting leaves, that's when you can tell. When you start seeing leaves form, it's time to go ahead and put it in a pot. Now, you want to start out with the smaller pots. You want this to form a very strong root ball before you start putting it in another plant. Now, how can you tell? How's that going to happen? You're going to start getting a bunch of leaves. When it starts, because see, this one is almost ready. See, I'm already beginning to see a little stem come out. I don't know if you can see it. There's a little stem coming out right now. And you can see right there. I'm going to give it probably a couple more months. And I want to put it in a pot. Okay. Eventually I'm going to put this outside in the garden with the peach trees and the apple trees and all that. But right now I want to protect this little baby, and I want to put it in a pot, because when the wintertime comes along, this poor little baby is not going to survive out in the cold. See, in the South, here's what happens in the South. You get extreme hot, you get extreme cold. Now, I have heard here in Abbeville, South Carolina, I'm going to get to enjoy the spring and the fall a little bit longer than I did in Alabama. However, I don't want anything happening to this baby. And yes, I talk to it. I know it makes me look like the crazy plant lady and the cat lady. But anyway, talk to your plants, okay? You're throwing that oxygen out there into that plant, and you're helping it grow when you do that. So I do talk to them, yeah. So I want it to stay in this pot until it starts germinating more leaves. And then I'm going to go, now don't get a huge pot, okay? You need to let it graduate. Okay, so right now this thing, as long as it was in a jar like this, it was in kindergarten. Okay, so this tree right now is in the 6th grade. And so in just a few more weeks, I'm going to let this thing graduate to high school. And then I'll keep you abreast of what's happening to this plant right here. So that's basically how you want to take care of it. Okay, now let's go ahead and cut into a commercial break. I knew this was going to happen. So let's go into a commercial break, and we're going to be right back in just a few minutes.
Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Because of your overwhelming support, our 1488 MyPillow has been one of the biggest sales in MyPillow history. I couldn't think of a better way to say thank you than to extend our wholesale pricing through Christmas. Get a classic standard MyPillow for only $14.88. Upgrade to a queen size, just $18.88. King size, only $1 more. Get my body pillows for only $29.88. And ready? Multi-use MyPillows, only $9.88. It's perfect time to stock up for Christmas gifts for everyone on your list. Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of our wholesale pricing, including my classic standard MyPillows, only $14.88. But that's not all. I'm so confident you're going to love our classic MyPillows that I'm going to extend my 60-day money-back guarantee until March 1st, 2025. Plus, orders over $75 ship absolutely free.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are back from the commercial break. I want to thank all of our great sponsors. We have some good ones. MyPillow.com. Make sure you check that out. Use promo code Donna, and you know what? You're going to get a complete sheet set for only $20. That's a good deal. Check out my friend Bobby Ledbetter with Twin City Used Car Sales. You'll be so glad you did. This will be by all of our cars. Never had a problem. Well, I had one little issue, and it was something I brought on myself. But anyway, Bobby did take care of that and wouldn't even charge me for it, for goodness sakes. And I was begging him to take some money, and he wouldn't do it. And he said, no, you're a lifetime customer of mine. What I'm beginning to see, Bobby's been in business so long. He's located in Gadsden, Alabama. And what I'm beginning to see is grandkids now are coming and buying cars from him that their parents and grandparents had bought cars from Bobby. Okay, so that's somebody who takes care of the customers. When it's generational, that's a good person to buy a car from. So go ahead and check him out on the web at BobbyLandbetter.com. We're talking about growing trees from seed. And we talked about that just a few minutes ago. Right now, he's in grammar school. Okay, he's going to be graduating to high school. We'll put him in a bigger pot. We'll do that in just about another month or so, maybe 6 weeks. And we'll have another show about that. So anyway, that's going to be my avocado tree right there. I'm really excited about that. Yeah, you can grow trees from seed. I mean, if I can do it, anybody can. And now, the first part of the show, the first 15 minutes or so, I was telling you what not to do because I have made lots of mistakes on the way. Even though I did get the, it's like horticulture classes called the Master Gardeners Club, and that's through Auburn University. I did learn a lot, and I learned a lot that I was doing wrong as well. So I'm just trying to pass all those ideas on to you because you've asked for it. Again, send emails to Donna at donnasedge.com, at donnasedge.com, and I'll take care of it for you all I can. Okay, the natural way to germinate tree seeds. Let's see what this article says, and it's treehelp.com. And we talked just for a few minutes about seeds have been sprouting since the beginning of time. God made that happen, right? Okay, it's important to remember that many species originated in cooler climates where seeds drop to the ground and are covered by leaves in the fall. Okay, so over the winter, the seeds remain embedded in this cool, moisture environment. As the warm spring weather arrives, the seeds then begin the germination process. And for many types of seeds, the embryo inside the seed is immature and it's unstable to germinate. This is called dormancy until it matures in this manner. Now, the delay in the germination process is vital to the survival of many tree species. Now, in the natural forest, which we've got some forest area here on our land, if seeds germinated immediately upon falling to the ground in late summer or fall, the tender seedlings would die off during the cold winter. You got to let it graduate. Okay, so it's in the mama's womb. Okay, so it's got that little covering on it, just like we saw right here. See, it's the embryo. It's right here. It's mama. Mama's protecting it. So we got to let it graduate from that. We let it go to grammar school, and it starts looking like this right here. And then we're going to let him graduate to high school and then college. And then we're going to plant him outside and have a successful tree. You've got to have a lot of patience, which I don't have. Now, do I want to plant it now outside? Yeah, but that would be a bad thing. He might do okay for a while, and then guess what? The cold winter is going to come in. And this poor little baby right here is not used to the cold weather. So you've got to do it in a process. You got to have a whole lot of patience when you're doing stuff like this. Okay, now this is called forced or assisted germination, which is basically what I did right here with the water. Although natural germination is an acceptable way to start most tree seeds, sometimes better and more consistent results can be achieved through forced or assisted germination. Okay, that's why I'm helping him out, okay? So basically it means using various techniques to mimic the role nature plays in causing the tree seeds to germinate. There are several different techniques that can be involved to force the germination of any given tree seed. So let's go ahead and talk about those. Now, this is one right here called scarification. Scarification. Okay, this is a process of reducing or breaking the seed coat so that the moisture can penetrate and the embryo can begin the germination process. Now, let me give you an example of that. Okay, so what I like to do, we like to plant beans and all kinds of stuff in the regular garden. Now, this is not a tree, but I just wanted to show you the germination process for this. This right here is a butter bean right here. I put him in water and I put him in a box and I kept the top on it for about a week. And this is what happened. Look at all those neat. I'm giving it a jump start when I go out into the garden. Okay, so he started popping out. So he was the little embryo. The bean was an embryo. Okay. The life was inside that coating. So what's happened, so you can see where that's coming off. See the little shell coming off right there of the bean? And look at that baby. That little baby, he's going to create all kinds of beans for us. And I'm going to show you how we're going to preserve those in future shows. Now you can see right there, I don't know if you can, right there, you see the root coming out. This is just a quick process. Now, it's easy. I can plant this seed directly in the ground, and it's going to happen because it's not a tree. It's a plant, and it's going to be a bush, and it's going to be, all kinds of wonderful beans are going to be coming out of that. We're going to dry them. We're going to do all kinds of things with these. So basically, this is an easy way to do beans, and we're going to have a show about that coming up as well. But now it's different when it's a tree. Again, you've got to go through this process. You've got to let it think, okay, that it's going the natural way out in the woods, out in the forest or whatever. So let's talk about how to do that. Okay, now you can do a water soak, which is what we're doing right here. Now this is with the avocado tree, right there. We're doing a water soak. You pour water over the seeds and let them soak over the recommended time, often 6 to 24 hours. More water treatments are done using room temperature water. Don't let it be too hot. Don't let it be too cold, okay? And it's best to use a glass container for soaking the seeds. I'd rather have glass anyway. I just feel like it's cleaner. And when I'm cleaning the funk out of this, okay, I just feel like I'm giving it more of a chance of surviving because I can I want the jar to be so clean that it squeaks. That's going to be good for your seeds right there. Okay, best to use the glass container. They agree with me on that. Some seeds may require hot water as per instructions. So let me talk about the physical maintenance using a small file or a sandpaper. Scrub the outside of the seed coat to reduce its density or to nick the seed coat so that the moisture can be more easily penetrating into that embryo. So take care to avoid damaging the seed embryo. Now for the beans, I did that. So this is what happened. Now this is a pinto bean. See that one? Okay, and there he was. He's just a regular seed, and it's going to work the same with your avocado tree. I'll put him here so you can see him. He's jealous because he's not getting attention. Okay, you're getting attention now. Grow. All right, so what I did on this particular bean seed, there's a tiny, tiny little, like a little eye, call it an eye. I'm not sure what you call it, but anyway, I call it an eye. So what I did is I got a fingernail file. Now, and then I just gently, gently rub that fingernail file. So then when I put this in water to soak, the water got in there quicker. So that's why you're seeing that pretty root right there coming in. Now that's the pinto bean. And this is one that I did a little bit later so you can kind of see the process. These are Crowder beans right here. And see, this has only been in there just a couple of days. And look at there. Yeah, all it is put a little spray bottle and sprayed water. Now, another thing I like to do with seeds, if I'm not doing it this way, just dunking it in water like this, again, I like to use this process. So you can see this, and there are the seeds in there. Now, it's not soaking water, and you can see that I put paper towels in there, and that helps. I just get a little water, sprayer water, and just spritz it just like this. Now, these are some peanuts right here. See that peanut? I don't have it soaking in water. And the reason I do this with beans is I've noticed if I just put it in water, it seems to get this funky film to it. And I don't like that. That's why I like to use a paper towel with bean seeds. A tree seed, total different ball game. But anyway, this is with that seed right there. Okay, now let's talk about what you need to do. Place the seeds in the dry glass container. You can add some sulfuric acid to it. I don't even do that. I just use plain old water, and it works every single time. Okay, periodically check the seed coat thickness by extracting the few seeds and pulling in half with pruners. And that's what you're doing. I'm going to be doing with this one in just a few weeks. And again, the avocado tree worked exactly the same way. It started peeling back right here. This was the mother protecting the baby right here. The seed is not this. The seed is coming out of here in the bottom. So in a few weeks, when it starts growing a much deeper root, at least 3 inches. Once it starts doing that 3-inch root, then I'm going to carefully remove this. I like to get a good knife, a good thick knife. Now, when you start doing that, make sure that you're very gentle because you don't want to ruin the embryo inside this. And that's how this has started growing, okay? That's how you do it. Thank you so much for watching. Check out this website because they give you a lot more information than I'm giving you right now. It's treehelp.com, treehelp.com. Thank you so much for watching Donna's Edge Talk Show. Been in business here for 20 years. Hard to believe. 20 years in April of this year, 2025. You're the reason we have this show. You are the reason we do what we do. Continue sending emails, and I promise you I'm going to go by those emails. And I'm going to give you all the information I possibly can. A lot of it is going to be me experimenting. Then I'll get the information out there for you. I can tell you what not to do because I make lots of mistakes in gardening. But again, thank you so much for watching. This works. And send pictures, send emails, pictures, and that kind of thing of what you're doing. And let me see how it's rocking and rolling for you. Again, thank you for watching. I hope you have a super duper awesome rest of the day today.
The only place I buy my beef is Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama. Their cattle is born and raised on their ranch, grass and grain fed, and you can feel confident when you serve your family and friends because their beef is all natural and no antibiotics or hormones are added. You can buy whole beef or perhaps go in with family or friends and buy half. Their customer service is number one as they take care of the delivery to their local processor and can deliver to your home for a small added fee. They also offer herd replacement heifers. I always call Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama for my beef specialty recipes and cookouts, and you can too. Food shortages are increasing, so buy local by calling 256-523-6462. That's 256-523-6462.